Today we're going to shoot a video on changing the fork oil on a 1989 Softail Classic. I haven't seen much on YouTube about some of the old Evo front ends, but I think I get the basic idea, so I'm going to give it a whirl. You can hear a bottoming out noise. You hear that tinny noise? That's what I'm trying to figure out what the issue is. So the last thing you want to do with these things, these little screws here, where the oil comes out, is strip it. So get yourself an impact screwdriver. I got this one under $10 at Harbor Freight. And then it should loosen up like it just did. So that's loose. Another tip is a 5/16 open end wrench. You can shove it in there, and if you're having trouble, you could push this in and use this as leverage and crack it that way, like that. These are 11.5 wet, 12.5 ounces dry. So if this was completely empty, it would take 12.5 ounces. So the object is, if you get 12 out, you put 12 back in. I'm having my doubts that this front end is going to have nearly 12 ounces because the previous owner lowered it and it's riding really rough. So I'm having a feeling I'm going to have to start fresh. So this is already cracked. Alright, I'm going to loosen it up. I'm going to start draining it. By the way, don't go spend a bunch of money at Harley. We got these at the dollar store. $1 a piece. I brought a couple of them. Alright, that is filthy. I don't think this has been changed ever. It's going to take a while to drip out, but you can also compress the shocks to get more out. It's coming out pretty good. I saw another guy do this on another channel, and it drove me ballistic. And I said, why is he using an open-end wrench on these bolts? You could strip it. And then I went in my toolbox and couldn't find the right size. So here I am with an open-ended wrench about to do the same exact shit. So I would be very careful and make sure this is well adjusted. Any day now. Thank God for editing. The oil's still draining out. We are up to nowhere near 12 ounces, or at 4 ounces. I think it's just gonna take a while for all of it to drain. Gonna do the same cringy shit here. Very careful, I cover my tank because I'm a destroyer. I like to destroy shit. Pretty slow. So here's the noise that made me start this project in the first place. Bottoming out. So either putting the heavier oil in is going to fix it, or I will be rebuilding shocks. So this is the easiest of the fix, just to put the heavier weight oil in there and see what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and put the screw back in. There's a crush ring here. Make sure it's a brass one. Make sure it's still on. This was a perfect fit, so I'm gonna use it to put it back on. Doing the same thing here I did on the other side. Put some pressure against it. Tighten it up. So same shit on the left side. The clutch side. Except 8 ounces. That's only 4 ounces short. And it's filthy, dirty, and disgusting. So this is the fresh stuff. It's nice and green and clean. This is why you buy 2 of these. You buy multiple measuring cups. I measured out 12 ounces. I got a ½ ounce to play with because it takes 12.5. So I'm going to pour this in. I decided in the middle of doing this, I would put the fork jack underneath and lift up the front end a little bit so the shocks expand all the way. I don't know if that's a thing, just something I thought of. If it is, if you're a mechanic, Or a backhoe mechanic like me? Throw it in the comments and I don't know, see if it's a thing. I know some of my mechanic friends on the island are probably watching this and cringing. I like to do my own work. But this could be all for naught, or all for nothing. This may not work. I may be rebuilding front forks. You might have done a butcher job with the lowering kit. That's exactly 12 ounces. Now we're going to go to the other side. It'd be great if I got ash in there. I'll let that sit for a little bit. Alright, cap's back on after you're done filling it. Again, wrong tool. Got them snug on there. Go out and buy the damn right socket. That's what I'll be doing this week. Buying a big socket set. I want to go for a ride. I mean, it worked. I'm going for a fucking ride. Against it. Oh, that's awesome.